everybody, welcome back. My name's Iris Smith and I'm the owner of the flower patch in Mansfield. I hope you all had a good weekend. I did. We had a little bit of sun, so me and my husband decided yesterday that we're going to do a bit of gardening to catch up. But today it's raining again. So I've decided to make me feel like we're in a bit of a sunny side and do a wreath to do with the seaside. Just with like it says, life is better in flip-flops. Well, I think you can all understand what that means on a nice sunny day. So I don't get to wear my flip-flops at the moment, but hopefully we will. Right, as I said today, we're going to do a wreath. I've decided to do a moss-based wreath. And obviously I've put my sign up and I've already pre-made my ribbon. I've got turquoise colours in. I've got the one with gold, blue and turquoise in that one. There's your gold with your polka dots in the centre. And then I decided, because we've got a bit of brown on here, just to add a very light brown touch to the ribbon as well. And then I've also got this turquoise, very shimmery ribbon, which is beautiful. And then I thought, well, with summer, butterflies. So I got the little butterfly one out. So I'm keeping these long at the moment because I'm not sure whether the tail ends that I want to just curl them up, you know, or cut them down. But like I say, I always make my mind up with that at the end. So today, our foliage, I've got bits of grass. I've only got one stem of these because I don't want to, you know, overtake, because we're not doing all around today. We're just coming out here and slightly going up. I don't want to go at the top. I've got some turquoise little feathers. I hope you can see them. They're very airy and light, but they've got obviously a bluey turquoise tint to them. And I love those. I've got them in all different colours. I have got some bigger fern today. If I just take these tags off. But I have got some bigger fern that I got from, like I say, Bella's Wholesale Florist on when she was doing a live sale. So I have got some of these as well. I'm not sure whether I'm going to use the full leaf. I may just cut it in half. I've also decided to choose a bit of palm as well, because when you're on your holidays, especially like in, you know, palm trees and that, oh, it's just a lovely sight. So I decided just to get some, just 3, that's all I've got. And because I've the eucalyptus has got bluey grey in it to go alongside, I decided to get the silver dollar and get that out, and some of my oddments as well, to use those up. I've also got some feather fern. Now there's another tag. Oh goodness. This is, like it says, very feathery, flocked. You know, this looks lovely in bridal arrangements, poses, anything. It's beautiful. So I decided I'm going to use some of that and put that in it as well to give a lighter touch on the greenery. Put those there. I've also got some white tipped end ruscus, small bunch. Well, I've got 2 bunches out where it's green with white on the tips, as you can see, to add a bit of light. Put those there. Now those wildflowers that I was struggling with when I was making this one behind me in the bird feeder, they wouldn't come apart, so I reminded myself yesterday about it, came into my workshop, I couldn't get them apart. I dipped them in hot water, everything, to try and melt them, so I cut them all off and decided to put picks on every one of them. So now, as I said, it's not going to beat me. So I've done it. So I've got those back out. I've also got some beautiful coloured ruscus, and that is absolutely lovely. I've seen blue ruscus before, but this, it's just stunning. And it's got a deeper set and a slight bit of lilac on it as well. I don't know if you can see that, but just around the tips here is a slight little bit of lilac. So I've got a couple of bunches of those as well. I brought out, oh my goodness, this is a Cosmos spray. So I've decided to bring the Cosmos out to give it a little summery touch. I mean, I've got Cosmos on my garden and I've got a chocolate brown. Love it. So I've got 2 bunches of those. I've also decided to bring out some grey blue roses. Now they're a foam touch, but they will sit in quite well. And same roses, I've also decided to get my turquoise roses out. I hope you can see that one as well. That is stunning with the grey leaves as well and grey blue, and I thought I can't not use them. So I've got 3 out, and then I've also got my wild poppy with a bit of hint of like a greeny blue, just to set those off as well, instead of just having it all blue. And finally, I've decided to get my wildflower out in blue as well. Like I say, I may not use all of these, but there's your blue one as well. And aren't they lovely? Are they just very airy and just so pretty? And as you can see, I've got my oddments. And in here, I've got oddments of greenery, like the ficus, because like I say, I'm not going to be going right up. So, you know, just add a bit of ficus into it as well. And I've also obviously got ferns in here. I may have a fern just to give it a bit of softness. So that's what we're going to do today. So if I just move all my flowers to one end and then keep all my foliage up here. I've also got out my pick today because with it being a moss-based wreath, behind it is obviously straw. So sometimes it's very hard to get your stems, especially your soft stems. So if you can find something sharp, I got this off at Amazon. It wasn't expensive. Just to, you know, make the hole like that, I tend to push it in. Sometimes I leave it there so I can remember where I want the flower to go. And then when it comes to putting it in, you just put your flower in because you've made the hole. So if I take that out, so that's the only reason I use that, is when I have a moss-based wreaths. So first of all, I think we're going to put our big leaved fern. Like I say, I'm not going to, oh, it's on paperback. Oh, that's brilliant. I love it when it's on paperback. Because they are very big, I mean, if I put that in like that, that's going to sit out really far, and it don't look very well, does it, like that? I mean, I could bend it, but then that's going quite far up. So I might just take the tips off of these. So I'll just cut halfway down. And obviously, because I don't want the bottom ones, so I can have a longer stem, I'm going to put those in. I hope you can see me today. Again, I had another look and analysed my video from when I was doing the bird feeder display. Oh, I keep getting angry with myself because I just can't get that camera in the right position. I've got the one of my followers and also a friend has privately messaged me and move your camera down, but I couldn't because I was in the room on by myself and the camera was over the other side of the room. I needed really somebody behind here so I could actually see where to place the camera. So I've made my son, who's got his day off work today, to stand behind here. But the thing is, I'm only 5'7" and he's 6'1". So I said to him, you're gonna have to bend down a little bit. That was fun. Anyway, right, let's get this going. And first of all, I'm going to just move my bow out of the way, and I'm going to just put an awl in here. I'm going to dip my fern in it, and as I go in, I just remove it as I'm pushing the end of the stem in, and just to let that sit there. Oh, my cat's here again. Oh, goodness gracious me. I don't know what I'm going to do. He's looking for his bed, but I've moved it for the video. There is another seat over there for him to go in, but I think he wants to be with me. Come here then. Look, there's only a little bit of space. There you go. So now we'll do the opposite side. The moss wreaths can get quite messy. I don't know if you can see, some of bits fall on the floor. But a little tip that I tend to do, if it's getting too messy, just get a moss pin and just hold it back into place and just do that. And then that'll keep it there. I mean, you can't do it with every bit because it does tend to, fray. So let's get the other side. I'm going to try and do it where I don't have to keep turning it round as much today. So excuse my back, everybody. So because I've got these with the flat ones, I could just easily put them there, but I'm going to hold on to them because obviously with the minor flat top, I do like the pointy top. Oh, and I've got the coffee as well. Oh my goodness. And then now I want to add in these. I just want these to stick out just slightly. I mean, they do got a very thin wire, so they will bend. You may have to play with them quite a bit because the wire seems to sometimes go back on itself. As you can see, just want it slightly lifting up. So we'll put this one in there. So if you can hear the rain on my roof, I'm sorry about that. It's I don't think it likes the UK. We have been told that in August we're going to get hot weather, but like a lot of people have said, we've heard that before. Now I'm going to take that out. I might put that near the front. Because if it's at the back. So in fact, let's just have a look at, yes, we're going to put a couple of these in. Sometimes you can get them in, if your stem's quite tough, you can get them in. It's just usually with the softer stems I find you can't get in. Just behind it. I hope you all tried to have a go at the bird feeder. I went and picked up a few more, like I said. I couldn't help myself. And I've been hunting around the house to have a look to see if there's anything else that I've got, you know, unusual. I think my husband thinks I'm going to empty the house by trying to find things. Right, I'm just going to stick, as you can see, just bring that down at an angle. I hope you can see this time. Just bring it down at an angle. I don't want the stem that long because otherwise it could go through the back, and you don't want the stems to go through the back. So I'm going to push it in at an angle and just slightly bend. These do push up, like I've said a few times. You can move them around so they're not just straight. They are quite sturdy things, these. I've done a few in hanging baskets on my garden and also for a customer. I spoke about my sister the other day, saying if she saw the Halloween thing, she'd want one. She wants one. She's already placed her order. So after she saw the video, but I do sometimes send her pictures because I do like, you know, for my sister to give me a bit of constructive criticism. Because when you do things yourself, you tend to not see things that somebody else may. Let me just put them on there. I think I'm going to put one of these just behind there. You must, you know, you have to always put things behind your bow if it's dangling, because you don't want it to be bare. But I don't want it too long and too big of a palm. But just enough probably to see the bottom of here, the palm poking underneath. So if we just lift up our ribbon, just a little bit there. As you can see, if you need to bend it, you know, just bend it under or above, and then the ribbon will sit lovely over the top. So then I'll probably get one of the grasses to go behind it as well. There was nothing on our TV this weekend. It was all rubbish. Usually on a Saturday night, especially, usually have entertainment and things like that. It's gone all serious for some reason. I'll just put that just in front. Just push it in a bit more. As you can see, with it being straw, it is quite tough to get some things in. Right, with me having the eucalyptus, got a couple of nice longer bits, and I've got out a couple of smaller bits. I don't want to, I say this, and I think you've all guessed by now, I don't want to overload it with greenery. We'll see. And I just want to put a little bit there, and then if I get another piece to show you, oh, it's all tangled up, and then perhaps another little piece in the in between there as well. So if I just cut this down slightly, do I put it there or do I put it? Let me just have a look. Because I just don't want it to take away the, the bow. Let me just try it with that bit as right. I'm going to put some there, the bigger pieces, and then as I go up here, I'm going to put like the medium sized ones in between the gap here, between the grass and the palm. I'm going to take this bottom one off because I think that may be a bit too big if I put that in as well. Yes, so hence the jumper today, guys, because it is quite cold today. So unfortunately it's not what us in Britain would like. Where did I just go with that one? Sure, I just had it. Take these off at the bottom, in fact, to give me a longer stem. Just lift up your bow. I think those. There's a little bit, I don't know if you can see again, where I've just cut, you know, something off. I don't like to see those. It's not professional, as I say many times. So I cut it at an angle and then lift my stem back up when it doesn't look like anything's been there. Oh, here he comes. He's looking for somewhere to park his bum. I've put like I say, a bed over there for him. Hey, yes, he's gone. If I don't speak too much, he'll not come back. Or should I say, if I don't speak to him too much. I'm just going to put this one. I'm just going to turn it around, everybody, just so I can put a bit of force to push it in. Because like I say, it can be quite tough. I will straighten my bow. Oh gosh, I'm on it again. Now I've mentioned it. Let's move my coffee. Now he's gone, I can put my coffee somewhere. Oh, he looks so sad when I move his bed. He's sat over there as though I've done, as though I'm really naughty. And I'm going to put one there and then one here. And then I'm not going to put any more eucalyptus in. Clean the stems. If you've ever got any, like I've said, any bits left over, or if you don't sell anything and you want to take it apart, take it apart. Your stems may have the glue still on them. Just peel the glue off and wipe it down and it'll be ready to use again. Then, you know, nothing will go to waste. I've done that a few times where I've used them before again, and taken the glue off. Just turning it this way slightly. I do like the silver dollar eucalyptus, I really do. Right, I'm not going to use any more of those, so let's get rid. These will go in my oddments, and I'll use those again. That one I will put away because it's still big. In there. Right, now let's use some of this feather fern. Yeah, it's lovely. It looks weird, but trust me, it's a lovely texture. Now I got these. Where did I got these from? Dunhelm. And for one stem, which you get 3 stems on a bunch, they do tangle. They come in at £2.50. I hope you can see that. £2.50 for one stem, and the stem is really long, so you know, with it being flocked as well, it's beautiful. So if you've got a Dunhelm near you and you like that, you know, the flock stem, oh, go and have a look, because I've been in Dunhelm, like I say, and they do artificial flowers and very good quality. Some aren't cheap, some are, but they're worth the while to go, you know, invest in some of the artificial flowers. It's just by shopping, you know, when I went to Dunhelm and then all of a sudden I walked up one aisle, I didn't know they did artificial, spotted them. Great big area. And that was it. I think I was sat there for quite a while wondering what I can do or what I can buy. Right, these aren't a super strong stem like the others, so I'm going to place that there. I mean, they are a sturdy stem, but to put in here you may struggle. Some people have asked me before what, you know, what is underneath the hay moss, and like I've said, it's a straw wreath and they just cover it. I've had straw wreaths where I've worked on. They look lovely too, very effective. And let's see if I can push this one in. Oh, got it. So I've got another one which is quite long. I want to incorporate that under here. So I'm not going to cut it all the way. There's no wire in the leaves on these, as you can see. You can't manipulate it. The best you can do is just, you know, move around the actual main stem just to give it more of a natural look, so it doesn't, you know, just sit vertical and there's no shape. So we're going to put, I think, and join that up. Let's just have a quick look. No. Yeah, I'm going to put this bit underneath here, and then with the little bit that I've got left, I'm going to just put it behind here, behind this bow at the top. So if I just cut that one off, because it's only small, see that. Right, let's fix this up into the bow. I'm going to put it above or in front of the palm. Let's hope this one will go in. Yes. Just so it's in, you know, in the background. It's not a focal piece, it's just for texture. And then this little bit that I've got left, I'm going to put, if you can see, I'm just going to sit it behind that bow there, just slightly, so it looks like it's following around the wreath. I can't get this one in. Oh, it's in. Just to stick it up. Right, that's that. I'm not going to put any more in. Like I say, I don't want to take away, you know, the bow and the sign. I do have this. This may be, I don't know yet with that. It may be too much. Right. I do have the ficus. I'm going to put some ficus in, the variegated one. With it having white, it'll set it off beautiful. That's the best thing about having an oddments box. I bet you've all got an oddment box at home. If you haven't, or make one up. When I very first started, I didn't realise, you know, about an oddment box and little things, you know, that I didn't use, you know, like this, I just threw in the bin. My tutor said to me, oh, she sort of like had a panic attack. Don't do that, don't do that. And I thought I was in trouble. And I asked her for what reason, and that's when she said, and now I can see why she said it. And it saves a lot on your costs, you know, as well. I'm going to put one under here. I'm going to scatter these, you know, about. That's why I don't want them too much, because the boundary that I've got is not going to go out from here, from this palm. I want to stay within that, and, you know, and not go too big. As much as I love big, because some people don't like it, like I say, you know, bold, fussy, or anything like that. I'm all for wispy, fussy, but you have to, it's not, you know, it's not about me, it's about the customers. I'm covered in moss. Right there. You have to supply the customers with their needs, not your own. Do we put that one under there as well? No. Right. One. Two. Has anybody been away this year? I can't go away this year, too busy. My husband's very busy at work. He hasn't got time to leave his workplace. Well, if you are going away, you know, oh, wonderful, and I just hope it's better weather than what we've got. as you can see, it's now starting to fill up you know, the gaps that we had around the bottom, and it's starting to become full again. Yes, I'm going to put 2 on the top here. Get it in, yeah, just there. I think that may be enough for that, for the greenery on this. I do want the feathers. So if I put my oddments down on the floor out the way, because if you know, at the end of the day, you've got the greenery here, you know, with the fern and your eucalyptus, where, because it's lighter, you know, instead of just having dark, you know, you're on holiday, you don't want dark, do you? You want a bit of light, so we're going to scatter a few around as well. So if I look for another one where I could actually put the ones with the flowers on. Gosh, they're everywhere. Oh, I just, you know, I was sat at home at the weekend, and I just said to my husband, oh, I can't wait for Monday. I just want to go back and do another video, and I want to, you know, because with it raining, you know, well, it did eventually, you tend to get bored of just sitting around. So I was dying to come in after I'd done all my accounts and everything, but my husband insisted and said, no, you know, take a couple of days off. But I was itching to get in. Right, I've just put that one in there, so that one can just dangle with the little white fern at the bottom. Wrong one. And that one on that side. Just going to turn it, everybody, so I can see and lift my bow up. Do you find yourselves always fluffing your bows? You just can't help it, can you? I've said many a times I'll do it at the end, but I just can't help myself. I think every time I put something in, I just like it to, just to see what it looks like with the bow fluffed up. And on the bow, I started off on the outside with 6 inches. With the second one, with the brown, I did that at 5.5 inches. The peacock bow I did at 5 inches. The gold I did at 4.5, and then the centre ones with the butterflies I did at 4. So I went down 1/2 inch every time. Oh, I can see glue. I'll wait with those a while. I don't want to overload it because I've got lots of flowers here. And like I say, I've also got these. I may put them in there at end. Right, I'm going to put, oops, let me just get this out of the way. I did do something the other day, like I say yesterday when we was out in the garden. 2 old lampshades that I had in my living room. They had little baubles on, and this sort of like was just wafting about like this. My husband was going to, you know, throw them in the bin. I said to him, no, don't throw them in the bin. Take the, you know, the mechanics off at the top where the bulb goes through. Put a plant pot inside and put it on your garden. We did that. Looks fabulous. Got to try it. Right, this is a turquoise. Now, because these are really big, I'm in 2 minds whether to just put one in. I could even put one at the top, you know, and if I really wanted to, I could get the feathers as well and just do that. But I don't really think I want to go to the top, because I want, you know, let me just turn it around, because these may be too big and they may take up too much space. That's 2 there. Let's just push this through the side here. Oh, that looks quite nice actually. I don't know if you can all see. I'll just move this over here. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, I could even just put oh my goodness, you know the problem is when you've got that much. I'm just going to place things in because that'll make my mind up. I put a little one there. Ooh, I think it's a bit too much. I'm overloading it, and I don't like to do that. Let me just see what that's like there. Yeah, I'm not going to use the big ones because with them being really quite big, which they are, I've got smaller flowers, you know, where I could, like these roses, I could place there. Put one there, and then I could put one there. Did have another, oh yeah, and then one here. I think that would look better. So we're going to do that. So we've got the poppies as well, which will hang beautiful over the sides. So, right, let's just put our roses in first. This one I'm going to put in the centre. Let me cut it down really short. Find the centre between them all. And that one can sit there. Like I say, we'll fluff the bow up and it can then look like it's growing within the bow. Now these aren't strong stems. I think these came on a bunch of 12, if I can remember correctly. In fact, you can get them off Amazon in a box. Some come with the stem on, straight in the box. Some folded in the box like that. You just unfold them, and yeah, they can be quite useful. I've got some in pinks and things. Just going to put the one further away from me in first. There we go. Just sit that there, and then the one, if you can see, oops, I'll put that one, there, So with this one being slightly longer, I'm going to put one, maybe the one there. Excuse my back, everybody. In fact, I may put it underneath. You can perhaps still just slightly see it. Or do I? Oh, there's that many options, guys. No, I'm holding on, because otherwise if I go ahead and do it, I may not be happy with it. I want to see what it's like with the rest of the things in. Right, and as you know that these poppies are all, let me just get my tape or paperback. So you're going to need to, you know, just put a bit of tape around it to secure it. Otherwise it's going to come undone. You know, the paper's going to peel off and your customers are going to see it. Thank you for all your comments, everybody. You know, it's really sweet of you. I'm so appreciate it all. You know, I've had a couple of comments from Nin, and I've had Sandra, you know, and then there's some other people that I've also had comments from. It's really sweet of you. I was so happy when I received them, and the kind remarks that you've also said. You know, thank you so much. You make my day when you send comments. Because at the first, when I first started doing the videos, I didn't think that anybody would actually comment. And my husband kept saying to me, well, you know, why do you think that? And I, you know, even though I've been doing floristry for years, it's because I saw some of the wreaths and that, you know, the professionals made. And my husband said, but you're a professional. You've got your own style, like I've explained, you know. But then it's when you see how many likes other people have got and you think, oh my goodness, I'll never get up to that. But that shouldn't matter, really, should it? It's the job I enjoy. You know, I love my customers to bits. I love the comments. And it's just a great job to be in. As you can see, I've just slowly put that poppy there, just sticking out. Yeah, they're very flimsy, but beautiful things. Just move that bow out of the way. Even if you haven't got one of these tools that I've got to put an awl, just get a thick florist wire. You know, that will help as well. Now that one's slightly longer. Now that's sitting down and flat to me, so I'm going to try and bend it slightly upwards so we can see the head. There. Lovely little things. They've got their own little seeds on. And they're beautiful, and they like a very light baby blue. I think I'm going to put one here. In fact, one there. I need something at the top. So let's move the ribbon out of the way. this ribbon will, because it's a very delicate flower, the ribbon will hold that up. Right, I want to add a bit of white, so I'm going to get my Cosmos and we're going to add some of that in it. I don't want the leaves from the Cosmos. I'll save those, you know, I will use those again, but I don't want them on here. So the white I'm going to put, if I can just lift it up, and probably one there. I think with these as well, I will slightly just take a couple more up with the little white daisies on, just to give it that, because it's a bit dark here on these, you know, leaves around it, even though to us, you know, that's a nice limey green, but with that being dark as well, the moss, I just want to lift it just where there's nothing here slightly. So I'll put those in, that in first, and then I'm going to bend it into position so it just slightly leans up, and then just separate your flowers. Now I'll put this in while we're here. I don't want it that short. Nearly cut it too short. And I want this. Oh my goodness, this one's hard to get in. There we go. Oh, it's here. I was looking for. I'm going to cut this one slightly shorter because I just want that one poking through at the bottom. And we'll just push that gently in. If it'll go in, yeah. See, I've just felt something. I don't know whether it's the tie wrap at the back. I can't see any stems poking out. No, it's the tie wrap. So I need to cut that slightly shorter so I don't keep catching my hand on it. Let's just, yeah, that's better. So then that one, cut it at a 45-degree angle. It's that 45-degree angle what makes it much easier to get into your to any wreath. You know, even this one just makes it slightly easier because it's not got a flat end. Just poke it through. Yeah, put that one in. Right, I want another one with the little daisies on. May need to use that. I'm just going to turn it around, everybody, so I may need to like just give it a bit of a force in with my tool. Keep it in there so I know where it's going. You could even get a metal skewer that you put your kebabs on, you know, if you've not got one of these. I've used one of these before I purchased one. I used a skewer and they're just as good. You just stand back. I need another one. I didn't think I'd put one there, so which one was it? This one. Oh, I did. It's just gone to the back. That's better. Just going to fluff my bow. I've left the, like I say, the tail ends long, with it just being just at the bottom, the arrangement. I thought by having, you know, just longer tails, it'll give it more movement and it just doesn't look so flat. I've seen a lady who private messaged me with her design from something that I did. Which one was it? From this one, the frame. It was lovely, really, really lovely. So Jeanette, you've done a fabulous job. Be proud of it. I was. And some of the colours that you used, well, you've given me a bit of inspiration too. So thank you very much for your picture. And I must admit, you're very good at your work. Very, very good. So don't, you know, don't be fooled by people saying, like I said, my family members did. Well, some of them, well, one of them, that they didn't like the colour. And I mean, they're no florists themselves, you know, they're not a professional florist, they do a different job altogether. So, I mean, I don't mind constructive criticism at all. If somebody knows what they're talking about, you know, concerning the job line that I'm in, then, you know, that's great. But when they're not in this job line, then it's hard for me to accept everything, what they're saying. Some things, yeah. But I don't know if you're all like that as well. Look at the mess on the mat. So that's how messy these can be. So that's what we've got at the moment. Now, like I say, I've still got my feathers. And if anything, I may put those behind here, just sitting, poking out along the daisy, just to give it another bit of texture, or slightly lower down in between the daisy and the cosmos. So if I just, I'm going to tape this because it's, I don't want any feathers coming off at the bottom because I cut it off the stem. I think on the stem you got 15 of these on one stem. Which is good value. And I got these off Amazon as well. There's a lot of things on Amazon. I don't just shop at Amazon. Obviously, it's just as I'm browsing. Like I said I was going to be doing, I did. I've spotted some other things. And of course, you know, one can't help themselves. I'm just cutting this end bit off because it's got a bit of the material on it from the other stem. It's better. Right, so I've got this and I'm going to put this just slightly in. Like I say, I don't want it out like that because it's too far. So I want to be pushing it quite far in. So it's just, you know, slightly leaning out. So let me poke the, because these are very delicate, so these won't go in all the way by themselves. So they need a bit of a helping hand. see how far they're coming out. I think they're coming out too far. Oops. Yeah, they're coming out too far, guys. I'm going to have to shorten them. So all you do to shorten these, because the feathers are right to the bottom, I just bring the ones that I want down and keep the others out of my way. Just get my scissors and just give it a haircut, and then just take the stem up. Careful with my fingers, I don't want the same thing happening again. So let me just take a little bit more off. And as you can see, you've got the little fluffy bits. Don't know if you can see behind my hand. And they're what I'm going to take off with my scissors. And we'll tape it up. So that should be better because it's smaller. That's better. Like I say, I don't want them too far out. And do the same with the others. Just twist it in your hand as you're trimming it. And then tape it up again. We'll go on the other side. Approximately, I can't really see, but I think it's around this, around here. I told my husband I need to be able to work backwards, so I haven't got to keep, you know, bringing it up, turning the easel around, sorry. Now this one, I'm doing 2 miles to just there, or probably, oh, I'll put it at the bottom because by here it's going to cover the side. One. Now let me just look where I'm going to place it first. I think it would look nice actually, just under here. Yeah. So if I can just lift up this, I'm going to stick it onto my bow underneath there. So we'll just lift it up, go right up as far as I can, and just have it, you know, just dangling around at the bottom. I think I'm going to cut that because that's irritating me. And I'm going to just bend it over with my finger to give it that curl. I'll sort that out later. I don't want no more of those, I don't think, no more of the poppies. No more of those roses. Oh, my coffee's cold again. Right, the ruscus. Now I'm going to put some ruscus coming out at a longer length at the bottom. If you can see that. I just need to elongate it slightly. There's only 4 of these. That one's a bud, so I'll just take the flower off and keep the bud. Or I could actually put the... No, I'm not, because we've got the rose there. You see, you tend to make a lot of decisions and change your mind. Let me just get rid of this. That's all right though, you know, there's, like I state many times, there's no rules, you know. I've had customers come and they've come with a design, what they've seen on a picture from, or out of a magazine, or on the TV, and they've just come and said, I want this. You know, so I do the best I can and think, you know, well, I haven't got everything what they've got. You know, I will try to order it in. If I can't, then I give them an option of another flower that will, you know, is very, very similar to the one that they've seen on the pictures. And they're more than happy. You know, like I stated, you know, you don't copy, you know, don't copy people. By all means, watch them. I do watch people, but I won't copy the work. You know, I tend to look at the colour. You know, what they're using in the colour of the ribbons and things like that to give me ideas. It's not the style. So I want to put these just coming out at the sides here. Oops, a daisy. Just a bit there. In fact, that's the smaller one. So I might put the longer one there to elongate it. So, yeah. Just put it again at a sharper point. Just move my bow out of the way. I'm just going to have that poke in there because, and then I'm going to cover that like that with my greenery. Just going to turn it around again. Sorry about this. I just can't see. I'm going to do it the other side. So sorry. I just can't see it this way. Let me get my tool ready. Oh, I nearly dipped it in the glue. Right. There. Just take that dried glue off again. I tend to take the dried glue off what I've just taken when I've pulled it out, because otherwise it gets really thick and clumpy, and it's, you know, it's harder to get in. So that's the reason you see me take the glue off. And then this one, I actually might put one at least at the top. No, I won't. I'm going to put it and stick that one also to the ribbon. So I'm going to cut this one down slightly shorter. And I'm just going to put that with the feather at the bottom. Just hold it in place a moment while because it's upside down and the weight's on the flower at the bottom. I sometimes just hold it there if I think that it may, just slide out, just until it starts to set, and then I just release it, and then it's already in place now. And then I've also got my wildflower. So let's have a look where I can put these. I'm not going to cut them off just yet. I really do think something's got to go under here. So let me take those off. I'm going to take the longest part off because it's that where I want to elongate it. I'm going to take the greenery off of these as well. Like I say, I will keep the greenery. Put that in my little bag. Right, let's see. We really, like I say, do need something around this length at the bottom, because by just having it, this is just my preference. By just having it all at the same height like that, everything's going to look there, and it's not natural to me. Maybe some people like it like that, but I'm going to go under actually, and I like it just slightly longer because I'll keep it within the boundary. I mean, this feather hasn't gone past the palm, so if I just get my hand and go around like that, then the boundary's here. So then I'll put the flower so it's just kept within the boundary. So I'm going to just trim those at a point. Let me get this right. I'm going to lift it, and I want to put it underneath. Excuse me. As you can see, it's just to fill that little gap at the bottom. I'm just going to turn it again. So what I do with this, again, I just push it in there, go and dip my glue and leave my tool in, and come back, keep my finger where I've got to place it, and then it goes in much easier. Let me just get that glue. I really do think I need something up here. And then I might need, because I've got that flower there, I'm going to move this daisy forward. I'm going to pull it out. Oh. As you can see, it's got the moss on it and everything, and that's when I say take the old glue off. Just pull it off, and if you can scrape it off, because it does come off quite easily if you've got, especially if you've got nails. I've not. I can't work with long nails. I wish I could, because I love them. And I'm going to put that one right opposite there, because there's something missing here, so that needs to go just under there. And now I'm going to need help. You see the glue's come off from the moss from the wreath as well. So we're going to have to put that in there. Sometimes you look at the stems and you think, oh yeah, they will go in. And then they surprise you and they don't. I'm just going to stand back because I can see something missing. It's another one of these. Yes, it is. Like I say, I don't usually work in evens, but I've got one there, but I really do need one there in the same place. So that one's going to go there and fill that gap as well. So I'm going to do the same thing, because these are very flimsy. Now I've got I cut these off and oh my goodness, look at that. Never wear a jumper when you're dealing with moss. I think I'm going to put a couple of berries as well, which are like a bluey white, just above the ruscus. If I can just place it first and take these little sides off. And I think I'm going to put one up there too. So these little berries I absolutely adore. I've got all different coloured berries. Purples, browns, whites, pinks, yellows. Oh, the colours of the rainbow plus more. So the only way I can explain it. Right, I'm going to put this one at the top because there's not really much here. And with it only just being a berry, I'm just going to sit it here. So I'm just going to make the oval. And that's just going to sit at the nicely at the top. Like I say, I will tidy my bow up. There's one there, and I want one there as well. I'm just going to swing this around so I can see where this one's going. quite full under here. But we'll get them in. Usually I tend to do for a beach theme, you know, quite bright sunny colours. But because on this sign it's got all like aquas and blues and like a, I'd say like a goldy brown. That's the reason that I'm doing it in blues and that. One there. So I can just find a space behind here to put this one in. I don't want these sticking too far out. I want these just to act as the depth. Just to, you know, as a filler. Let me just... Right, I'm just going to take a look and tidy this bow up. I've got a thing about my bows. The tail ends I've got here, just one odd sticking up. In fact, move it to the side to get a different look. So, in fact, that belongs down here. Got one of my bows, my loops hidden underneath. Bring it forward. Right. This little bit of white, excuse me everyone, I want to also incorporate just the odd little piece. One more. Yes, I'm going to put these, if I just place it back, just around the, in the centre, just outside the centre of the, you know, the road, in the bow though, just to make this look like this is also growing out of the bow and the bow's incorporated into it. So just put a bit of glue on and then I'll just place one there. My husband's just sneaked in with another coffee, bless him. Aren't they good to me? He realised I was filming, so he tippy-toed in. Should have seen his face, he was like, because he thought he was on it. He don't like being filmed. Just like that. That's how we're going to incorporate it. That's good anyway, isn't it? Because he's brought me coffee. Because this one's gone cold. So one moment. So I'll put that one there. I'll go and get my fresh one, because otherwise that one will go cold. Won't be a mo. Here's my fresh one. Cheers, everyone. Right, I've just, as I looked across from there, I think something perhaps like a little bow or something up here. I know we've got the big one here, but just to cover your mechanics, you know, just so you don't see the rope from, or the thick string for your handle. So if I just turn it, yeah, it does, because it looks like you've finished this area, but you've still not got this bit finished. So I'm not going to use any more of those. I'm going to put all of those on the floor. And I'm just going to get some ribbon. Now I may get different. Let's have a look, because I've also got a ribbon, like I've got my oddments. Oops. I've also got a little box with my oddments of ribbon in as well. It's only tiny, because I try and make sure that I don't use a lot. Now I did pull this out earlier, and I was in two minds whether to use that. But you know what? I could easily just do a little, you know, loop. If I just untangle a bit more, you know, just one loop of that colour, and then maybe, you know, add a bit of dark colour. Maybe, I'm not sure about that. Let me just have a look. I've also got the one here with the sunflower on. That's pretty. So if I use a bit of that and a bit of that one. You'll probably see all of these oddments as some, yes, those. And I've just put a tie wrap across the top, so then when everything's in, they're not going to just fall out. Oh, I've cut my ring. And then yeah, all I do with the oddments is just wrap them around my hand. I don't put anything around them. And then I just flatten them to give me more space when they're in here. And then just push them under there. Like I say, I've just got a, oh, what they're called. I forgot what they're called. Not a tie wrap or a zip tie. I know in America they call them zip ties. We call them tie wraps in England. In the UK. Pipe cleaner. That's it. Just got a pipe cleaner. Just threaded it through the side and just twisted it on itself on each side, just to hold them in so they won't drop. So let's just move that slightly there. I'm not going to get the bow maker out. Like I say, I can do bows without the bow maker. In fact, that's the way I had to learn, without a bow maker. But when the bow makers came in, oh my goodness, hallelujah. Right, I've got quite a bit of this. It's all different oddments. So what I'm going to do is dovetail the end of the bow just from the folded side, and go at an angle to the top, like I say, at a diagonal angle. And once you've done, it'll come out like that. It's pretty though, isn't it? So I'm going to do the little, let's see how big I want this. Not very big. So I'm going to do it about 5 inches, the little tail end. All I'm going to do is just gather it up and pinch, and then I'm just going to do, let's have a look, perhaps an 8-inch loop, which will, well, 8-inch, which will only end up as a 4 once you've folded it. Gather that in as well where you've got the other one, and you meet up with it. And because that's backwards, you know, against this one, just twist and bring it forward, and there you've got it. And then just cut where you'd like it. So I'm going to cut here. I will dovetail that one at the end because I'm still holding them. So I'll just do that. Let me just, oh, it's this side, isn't it? Oh, that. Oh, it's here. And I'm going to do the same with this. I'm going to dovetail this one to start with, because I think this one will fray if you're not careful. As you can see, look, little fray bits, they're all sticking up. So if I see odd bits sticking up, I just snip them down. And I'm going to do the same with this. Do the little bow, gather it in the centre, measure it up with this one by putting my fingers in. Once I know it's all level, then I gather it in, twist, and then cut. And the last one, this one's already got a dovetail on, which is brown on the opposite side. So if you're doing anything autumnal, won't that look lovely? So then I'll put this one here, gather it up, and like I say, just measure and then twist. And then I'm going to get a bit of floral wire. I'm going to put it over, grab it with my forefinger, and like I'm looking at my watch to tell the time. Bring it back round to the back, twist just a couple of times, and then just fluff it up like you would your other bows. So these I'm going to dovetail on the ends. Oh, I nearly cut my wire. The last one. And because I've got my wire here at the back, I will use that to attach it to my wreath. So I'm going to move the tail ends in different positions. And that's what you end up with, just a small little simple bow, just with one loop of each colour, and your little tail ends are all hanging at the bottom. And all I'm going to do with that, I may put it like that with the tail ends. I'm just going to have a look so I can see it as of straight on. I'm just going to separate my wire to wrap in. Now this, I don't usually wrap around, but with the, just like you see the rope here, I'm going to wrap this wire around exactly like that, because I could actually, oh, I can. It don't usually, sometimes when I've done it, it's not worked. So yeah, fair enough. I'm going to go through and then attach it at the back. I can see the other piece coming. Yeah. And then just twist again at the back. Just a few times to make sure it's, you know, tight and it's on. And cut the excess bit off, and then the little bit of wire that's sticking out, you won't be able to see it on here, but it is here and it's sticking out. So I just grab my pliers turn it upside down, push it back inside so it's not going to scrape on anybody's doors. So I'm just going to now arrange this so it's not all in the way of the sign. Put that one going across here. And I think it'll just give it a finishing touch. I'm just going to slightly put a little bit through there to cover the mechanics. And I think that finishes the top part off. Just nice, not too big like the one at the bottom. So if I just move these away out of my way, put my rubbish in. Just take one look. I still feel like there's something needs to be here. 1, 2, 3. I think it's another peony. I'm going to take a bigger one off. I think something just needs to cover that area just there. So if I just make sure that it'll go in. Yeah. And didn't I say, did I want one at the top as well? No, I don't. I'm going to trim this a little bit as well. I don't want it too long. Oops, a daisy. Yeah. And just curl it up, give it a bit of different movement than just the bow hanging. All you do is just get your bow, just turn it under and just keep rolling it up, and then it'll just turn, as you know, curl up, and that's all you need to do. Some people like them hanging really low. That's fine. There's all different ways. You can do the swirl as well. Right, everybody, I think we've finished. And I actually, myself, I really do like that, but I'm not going to keep this one. I will put it up for sale. I'm not, because I've got wreaths everywhere on my garden. Let me just fluff and make sure my bow's really tidy. Remove that. That's a bit of, it's got its own mind, this. That's better. So that's what we've made today. Just a little a fun wreath on a moss based wreath. To go to the seaside one. I know it's blue, well the sea's blue, and bits of gold and glitz in it just to set it off to go along with the shell. You know, the shells that are also like a goldy brown, and then we've got the aqua going along with the aqua on here on your ribbon, and then obviously the darker blue to go with the rest of the, you know, the deeper blue. So I hope you all enjoyed that. I sure did. And if you're going to have a go, please show me some photographs, and even in different colours, even if it's just a different seaside wreath. I look forward to seeing them all. Sorry if the video's long again. It's like watching a film when I do my videos. It's on so long. But that's just me. I like to go through every little nook and cranny and make sure I try to explain everything. So my cat's been good today, thank goodness. So like I say, I hope you have a great day, and I shall see you all tomorrow. Please subscribe and like and share to your friends and family. And if you have any comments, questions, anything, please send me them. I will gladly answer. And thank you for everybody for watching. I really do appreciate it. So like I said, have a lovely day and a lovely evening, and I'll see you tomorrow, and take care. Bye bye everyone.